morning to all of you. It's a pleasure to be here today. My presentation will talk about how humans are becoming superhumans and how technology is supporting us in this evolution. So recently, we had Carnival. And for the ones that are not from around, here in Portugal, we have this tradition where children, they dress up with their favorite costumes. So my son and the majority of his friends, they all dress up as superheroes. And I went to pick them up at school, and they were all playing together, and they were combining their powers and their forces, and they were all very happy with that. And I think you all understand why, right? Because superheroes, they are extremely appealing. They have extraordinary powers. They can fly, they can read minds, they can even live forever. And in comparison to them, we humans, we are just too ordinary, right? But this has been changing over time. And thanks to the progress of science and technology, we humans, we are gaining new superpowers in the domains of physical, intellectual, and social. We are physically evolving. And why am I saying this? Because of three reasons. First, we are breaking world records in sports. We run faster, we swim faster, we even jump higher. Secondly, we are evolving our senses. We use technology to see better, to hear better, even to smell better. And some futurists even predict that in the future, we'll be able to correct deafness or blindness, or even to gain new superpowers like dark vision or the ability to adjust the noises that we don't like. So all of this is possible thanks to technology in the domains of biotechnology, our sports equipment that make us run faster, even our wearable devices that have the ability to measure our vital signs all the time. We also know that superheroes, they are blessed with powerful minds. Batman, for example, you all know Batman, right? Yeah. So Batman has the ability to absorb and retain huge amounts of information. Well, today, we humans, we have access to huge amounts of information, and it's still growing. So whether you want to solve a complex equation, learn a new language, or even visit a historical landmark, you can do so today in just a couple of minutes or seconds. We also have tools today, thanks to technology. We have tools that allow us to manage all this information and use this information to our own purpose. We have ChatGPT, we have virtual assistants that make us do complex actions just through voice commands, freeing up some cognitive resources for important tasks. That's what they do. On the other hand, we also have the power to change education. With augmented reality and virtual reality, we are able to introduce an immersive environment to education. Can you imagine understanding biology, history, geography in a 3D virtual environment? Finally, we also are breaking down geographical barriers. Superheroes are also known by having this amazing capability of teleporting themselves across dimensions of space and time. Well, if you think about it, we can do that now. We can talk with anyone, anywhere in the planet, at any time, right? Thank you to social media platforms, messaging apps, video conference tools, metaverse, holograms, whatever. All of this help us to interact with anyone in the world at any time. And this is changing the way we work and the way we entertain ourselves. 60 million digital nomads, right? They prove that you can work from anywhere, and the only bond that you have with your work is technology. This is equivalent to the number of people or the population of Italy, 60 million digital nomads by 2030. And also the way we entertain ourselves is also changing. Metaverse, very common among the youngest. 600 million active users are using Metaverse today. And you can have amazing experience in Metaverse. You can see a concert without even leaving your own living room. And you can have a skydiving experience just through your phone, right? So also the way we interact with each other changed, and this redefines our sense of proximity. So we can conclude that we humans, we are gaining new superpowers thanks to technology. Technology is the main driver of all of this. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are just in the beginning. However, I'm sure you don't know any superhero story without a villain. So we have villains as well. So let's talk a little bit about the risks and the challenge brought by technology. Because these superpowers, they come at a price. And we need to reflect about the risks and challenge brought by technology. One of the most important assets that each of us have is our personal data. Our name, our bank account details, our health records, the name of our children, their school. All of this information today with computer vision, AI systems, it's all being collected, analyzed, and the simply misuse of this information can have severe consequences in all our lives, right? So cases like plagiarism, fake news, identity theft, financial crime, all of this are happening. Real news are happening. And we need to have this in mind. Also, and I think we've talked about this today already, we have jobs at risk. In previous waves of automation, technology replaced manual tasks. But today, everything is changing. And scientists predict that the most affected jobs will be the high-skilled ones. Developers, consultants, lawyers, judges, even creatives. So maybe the ones that are here in this room, maybe we can have our jobs at risk. Environmental damage. We also know that the progress, the technology, manufacturers, planes, energy consumption, e-waste, all of this is impacting the planet. And this is not getting any better, right? We have AI systems that will need much more energy, will need much more hardware. And this is also impacting our planet. And a group of distinguished scientists, they wanted to stop the development of artificial intelligence, right, for 6 months. They asked for a pause for 6 months of artificial intelligence. And in their belief, they think that AI is at the same level of risk of a pandemic or even a nuclear war. And other philosophers, even more dramatic, they understand that there will be a catastrophic future where machines surpass human control, and this will lead us to the extinction of humanity. So I've been working for the last 15 years in a tech environment. My role at NTT Data is to bridge the gap between business and technology. I have to make sure that technology is a strategic solution and replies to business needs. Needless to say that I'm an ashamed supporter of technology. I truly believe it has a potential to change lives and to improve our lives in general. However, we've seen the risks, and these are just some of them, and we need to understand the risks and the challenges that we have in front of us. We need to understand that our actions can have consequences. So for the last part of my presentation, I asked for the help of superheroes, because they have powerful minds, right? So let's see what they have to say about how can we ensure that good triumphs over evil. So the first lesson we have here is from Spider-Man. And what he says is that with great power comes great responsibility. And responsible technology is all about business understanding the complexities of the development of their technology. Responsibility relies on each of us in this room. And we need to make sure that what we deploy, what we implement, will not disadvantage or exclude anyone. So for example, a bank that wants to implement a software or an algorithm who's going to have access to a mortgage or a loan needs to pay really attention and needs to be responsible and cannot delegate it on technology, just to make sure we are not excluding anyone, because this is the most important. So responsibility is on us. And it's also very important that we understand where and which business functions can be better served by technology and the ones that shouldn't. Because this is also our responsibility. We shouldn't delegate on technology. So lesson number 1 from Spider-Man, be responsible. And obviously, I had to have a quote from a woman, right? So Wonder Woman, and I think what she's telling us is that, yes, change, we all have a bit scared of change, but change is here. So we have 2 options. Or are we scared? Do we stop things? Or we go in front, we are curious, and we are a part of it. So you can see in these 2 images, one is a protest of math teachers 60 years ago, protesting against the use of calculators in school. And this one is more recent, right? So I think the message here is that we need to be open to innovation. We need to be adaptable to the new circumstances. And individuals like us, we need to embrace change, and we need to be part of it, because it's only being part of it that we can control it, govern it, and help it to be successful. So lesson number 2 from Wonder Woman, embrace change and progress. And when you decide not to be afraid, you can find friends in unexpected places. And if you think about it, in chapter 1, we were talking about our powers and what technology brings us. And if you think about technology as an extension of yourself, you will not see technology as an enemy, as an outsider. No, technology is already part of us. So, and this is an image of a nursing robot in Japan. And this is a very common trend. And at first glance, you would think, a robot doing the job of a nurse? Really? Nurse is all about emotion and care and smile and relationship, right? So you would be like, But the truth is that these robots, they help to lift heavy weights. They help to understand when it's time for medications. And they don't replace the nurse. The nurse is there, but they are an extension of the nurse. And understanding that technology is an extension of ourselves, it will be very important for the future. So lesson number 3, accept technology as an extension of us. And I think before we were talking about this, and I reinforce it, there are no shortcuts. The introduction of new technologies demands effort, demands investment, demands adoption, demands change in culture. So we all need to understand that it's not just plug and play. It will not work. We need to invest time. We need to understand the challenges, the lack of expertise. We need to understand that everything needs to have a process. And we also need to start small and then scale it up. And another important message, because we are dealing with this at NTT Data, and when we are working in POCs and things like that regarding Gen AI, we are feeling this. We need to manage enthusiasm and hype, because these things take time, and it's not just plug and play. We need time, and we need to understand how we're going to use technology in benefits of business. And the other one is trust yourself and trust your power. The way, and we've saw in the previous chapter, the way that we solve technology is with technology itself. If we want to solve the lack of privacy, we need to solve it with encryption tools. If we want to solve the environmental damage, we need to implement green technology and other technologies that will help us. And the last one, this is the better definition of a superhuman, okay? A superhuman is someone who understands the powers they have and chooses the right path. And I think we are in this moment where we need to choose the right path. And I don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 or 20 years, and I think nobody knows. What I do know, what we know, is that future is here. And what we do and the actions we have and take today will affect future generations. And that's why we need to think about all of these lessons and see how can we take them to our organizations and we can use them. And I will add just a final one, and this is a lesson from me and not a superhero. And let me go back to the beginning, which is, remember children were playing all together and putting their powers and forces together and feeling more powerful? I think we should do the same. I think we should put all our powers together, regulators, big tech companies, small companies, individuals, society, governments, etc., etc. We should put all our powers together, our forces together, so that we can be successful and that we can all be superhumans that guarantee that good triumphs over evil. Thank you very much.